So maybe you're familiar with Sibo. Sibo is an acronym that stands for small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. And what this is, it's when bacteria that should be only in your colon inappropriately migrates into your small intestines. Now the problem with this is once it migrates into the small intestines, it can easily create an over-fermentation of food when you're consuming food, leading to digestive issues and often bloating right after meals, especially when you're eating things like sugar, fibers, or starches. Now, if you have Sibo, it's not just a digestive issue, it's just not an issue with bloating. This can also create issues with your immune system function as well as your brain function, and the inflammation created by Sibo can lead to some hormonal imbalances as well. So the big question I'm often asked is, well, what causes Sibo? And I find that there's three most significant causes. One of them, and probably the most prominent, is tied into constipation. Now, important at the beginning is to define constipation, which is defined as one bowel movement per day or less. So if you're having one bowel movement per day, that is not an adequate movement of your colon. That's actually constipation, which could create a failure of the ileocecal valve and again, allow those bacteria to improperly migrate into your small intestine. Now, a second significant cause is tied into a hypothyroid condition. If you are dealing with low thyroid function and a deficiency on that level, that could actually affect your migrating motor complex, which is tied into the movement throughout the gastrointestinal tract. And that slow movement throughout the GI could actually lead to a Sibo response. And then thirdly, the other significant factor that I see tied into Sibo is when you're dealing with significant bacterial infections. Maybe an abundant overgrowth of something like E. coli or Citrobacter or Enterobacter or Klebsiella, or really any number of different bacterial type of infections that we are generally exposed to on a regular basis. So recognize, if you have Sibo, and maybe you have Sibo and you don't even know, but if you're actually consistently getting bloating after eating meals, especially meals that contain, as mentioned earlier, sugar, fiber, or starches, that could be a challenge for you. And you want to take care and make sure that you're not dealing with any of these three major causes of Sibo.